What's young is old again, according to a gut disease. What are we dealing with here? More young people developing old person disease of the gut with increased risk of severe complications. A number of young people suffering from a severe gut complication, usually seen in older patients, has risen by more than 50%. Holy crap. Researchers out of UCLA and Vanderbilt, conducted a comprehensive review of hospital admissions, interventions, and outcomes for early onset diverticulitis. Beg your pardon? From 2005 to 2020. The Brock Lesnar and Kenny Omega disease. Diverticulitis is the inflammation or infection of small pouches called diverticuli that form the walls of the colon. It typically causes abdominal pain, fever, and changes in bowel habits, such as constipation or diarrhea. In severe cases, it can lead to abscesses, perforation, or bowel obstruction, which could require surgery. The average age for developing diverticulitis is over 50, with studies showing mean averages around 52 to 64 for diagnosed cases. But trends could be shifting, the new study shows. From looking at more than 5.2 million hospitalizations included in the national inpatient sample, the researchers found a troubling surge in severe diverticulitis cases among Americans younger than 50. They found that the proportion of younger patients admitted with complicated diverticulitis rose from 18.5% to 28.2%, a 52% relative increase over the 15-year period. That is a not insignificant amount. Why do they think this is the case? Overall, roughly 16% of the 5.2 million patients hospitalized for diverticulitis in that time frame were under 50. Holy crap, classifying them as early onset cases. Past research suggests the Western diet, with processed foods, high red meat consumption. Yeah, that was always what was attributed to Brock Lesnar in his case. Red meat consumption could be to blame for the trend. While researchers in the new study noted that the reason behind the rise in early onset diverticulitis remains unclear, other studies have made the link to certain lifestyle factors. A large-scale lifestyle and genetics study by Mass General Brigham in 2025 found that individuals with healthier lifestyle, non-smoking, and BMI less than 25, higher physical activity, high fiber intake, low red meat consumption had substantially lower risk of diverticulitis, even if they had high genetic predisposition. Meanwhile, several studies, particularly a large-scale twin 2012 study conducted in Sweden, have a link to diverticulitis to genetics, with estimates suggesting that 40 to 53% of the risk is heritable. The new study further highlighted differences between younger and older patients. Early onset patients generally had lower mortality rates, which is good, shorter hospital stays, and at about a quarter of a day less on average, and lower hospital costs, roughly $1,900 less per admission. At the same time, younger patients were more likely to need invasive interventions, with 29% higher odds of a colorectomy, a surgery that removes part or all of the colon, and 58% higher odds of needing the area to be drained. And yeah, man, I forget how much of the lower intestine Brock Lesnar had removed. Kenny Omega, another wrestler, also had a similar procedure that also nearly cost him his life alongside Lesnar. He's probably the poster child of this disease, even though, it ends up affecting most older people. But man, the fact that it's on the rise is something that we should take note of, okay? And just because, you're not sitting down eating an entire buffalo in a single setting, just because you may or may not have the genetic predisposition towards it. If you start to develop certain symptoms and you start to have gut problems like this, maybe go ahead and get it checked out, because the world is a changing and wild place, and something that is normally affecting just older adults could be affecting you as well. So always stay ahead of the curve. With all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.